Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon, sir. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon, sir. Hello, good afternoon, sir.
ஏதோ ஒண்ணு தானே. பரவாயில்ல. இது குட் ஆஃப்டர்நூன் டு ஒன் அண்ட் ஆல்.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, whether cleaner sir join.
Yes, Professor, I'm here.
Yeah, I hope professor join. Yeah.
Yes, can you hear me?
This is highlighting option. I'm just.
Shall we proceed?
We know that.
Of
Voice
course,
is
yes.
muted, seems.
Look what
Yeah,
Akalu,
very good
Professor.
afternoon, sir.
When I press the control button and a round
Good afternoon, Professor.
Look what Akalu, sir.
When you
Yeah.
click on the Creative Commons,
Yeah. Shall we proceed, sir?
Yes, of course. Let's proceed.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Yes, sir. One professor is present, sir. Yeah. Today, day 5 of 10 days international program on social media digital marketing. For this program, Selina GK, senior professor from University of Kelania, Sri Lanka, with his expertise in marketing management, we have invited him for the purpose of handling the hands-on session as well as the concepts and issues in digital marketing. And he is specialized with consumer behavior and information technology. Now, Ms. Sneha Jayalakshmi to welcome a formal with formal introduction. Over to Sneha.
Thank you, ma'am. On behalf of School of Commerce, Bhatia University, and behalf of the organizers and all the participants, I take it as an immense pleasure
Sneha?
to welcome, ma'am. I take it as an immense pleasure to welcome our today's resource person, Mr. Tilina DK, Senior Lecturer, University of Kelania, Sri Lanka. He is a subject specialization in the following areas such as the digital marketing, consumer behavior, and information technology. He has also won several awards such as the Outstanding Reviewer Award in International Conference in Business and Information 2019. And he is also a gold medal winner for the best performance in Department of Marketing Management, University of Kelania. Senate Honors for Rewards Research 2019. He also holds various responsibilities such as the Web Marketing, Department of Marketing Management, Internship Coordinator, Technical Coordinator, FCMS Representatives for Career Guidance Unit. Apart from that, he has also published his research work in various articles. We welcome you, sir, and we welcome all the other participants.
Okay, thank you, Sneha, for the introduction. Professor, may I
Now over
proceed
to
with the session?
Selina, sir.
Yeah, shall I proceed then? Okay. First of all, very good afternoon to all of you. Hope you can clearly hear me. Is there any interferences? Is my
Yes, sir.
voice audible for you all?
Yes, very much.
Okay, superb. And first of all, thank you, Professor Sumati, for giving me this opportunity to address this audience. Really appreciate it. And this is going to be my first time that I'm addressing audience from India. So I pretty much appreciate that opportunity. So we do have almost 74, I guess, for this session. And this is going to be an interactive session. I don't want to make it as a one-way sort of a communication. So I happen to listen the final 3 day what you have been taught. So you have exposed to different avenues. So for make my life easier to proceed with that, what I am expecting to do, I want to have feedback and interaction from your side as well. And there are scholars, there are, I guess, professors, the academicians and students are there. So I guess there are practitioners as well. So may I know, are there any digital marketing practitioners participating for this forum? Are there anyone? So they can just jot down it in the chat box. Are there any digital marketing practitioners in here? The one who are already into digital marketing and practicing digital marketing? No one is there? Okay, hope you can hear me. It seems like no one is there who are to consider as practitioners. Okay, anyway, okay, so let me tell you what I'm supposed to do today. So I thought of getting your attention towards this performance marketing. In digital marketing, in the social media and digital marketing avenue, one of the main thing that we are discussing is this performance marketing. So I'm going to take you through this performance marketing and how it is going to be conducted in this digital marketing environment. And there are certain calculations we do need to do, bit of analysis. So if you do have your computers, try to get yourself with a piece of paper where you have to do some calculations. So I will get you through all these things slowly. So we do have almost 3 hours. So let's try to do a kind of a really collaborative session. Okay. So if I ask you a question, so you have been taught the digital marketing planning and you have been introduced to different platforms, so-called the Google Analytics, I guess. And there were introduction to the digital marketing couple of sessions. So if I ask you a question, from where you do need to start your digital marketing activities, what is going to be your answer? From where you are going to start it? Let's say you do own your brand or you do have your company. So what is the point of start? If you want to start a fan page, if you want to start any social media platform. Okay, advertisement. We do have one answer from Priscilla, I guess. Online shop. Okay, you are going to start up your online shop, having a page in social media. Okay. Any other answers? From a website. Okay, network and connection. Superb. Okay. Any other answers? Why don't you unmute yourself and speak? So I love to hear your voice as well. A lead generation. Okay. The lead generation we are going to discuss in depth today. YouTube ads. Okay. So there are so many answers.
Sir, if we...
Hello. Yeah, Professor. LinkedIn. Okay. 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 Thank you. So,
sir, excuse me. If you have...
I think your line is breaking, ma'am. I do have a presentation. I will be playing it as well.
PowerPoint, you can share. Yeah,
you
can share your PPT also.
I do have. I'll be sharing that after this discussion for sure. I will be sharing that. Okay. So I do have a slide deck. So I'll be sharing that as well. So before that, I want to have a quick discussion with you all to set the platform for us to proceed. Okay. So being a digital marketer or a social media practitioner, so sometimes you might deal with a brand, you might deal with a product. So that's where the need of a digital marketer or a social media practitioner come into play. If it is a brand, you have to develop a brand. You have to do that marketing communication in terms of making that awareness in your target audience. So you want to make sure your target audience going to find your brand in the relevant marketplace. So for that, you are doing all these digital marketing activities, so-called, let's say you are going to have your Facebook account, you are going to have your LinkedIn account, you are going to run a Google ad campaign or at large display ad campaign. So there are so many ways that you can practice this digital marketing. And the purpose is sometimes to create the brand awareness, create the brand, or to drive an act or drive an action from the customer that we called as engagement. So there are two purposes as I concern in as per the purpose of digital marketing. The one is to make that awareness part, create that visibility as for your brand or the product, and to drive that engagement where you try to somehow drive an action from your target customer. For that only we are doing all of these things, including creating a social media fan page. But before start all of these things, as I told you, we are to consider a brand or a product. You have to do an analysis to find out what you should do in future, what to determine your path, where you should go. To decide where should you go, you have to identify first where you are right now. That is pretty much needed for a digital marketer practitioner before he or she dealing with a product or brand. That is very much needed. So first identify where are you now in terms of your competition, in terms of your rivalry. That is pretty much needed. So make sure to do that analysis to identify what is your current position. So that is what we are doing in normal environment, is situation analysis. You can do a SWOT analysis, you can do pestle analysis. There are so many other means and modes of doing this situation analysis. So that is pretty much same for this digital marketing. So digital marketing and marketing are not two streams. That goes hands in hand. So digital marketing, it's almost pretty much similar to the marketing. The platforms that we are using, the techniques that we are using, those are somewhat different. So that make your life easier to think on that particular angle to describe this digital marketing. So please keep in your mind, there are no such a specific topic, though there are digital marketing, it is almost marketing. Okay, so if you do have any questions, while you are listening, you can jot down it in the chat box so that I can address then and there. Okay, so the starting point is doing this environmental analysis, situation analysis. That is the starting point. For that, we should do an audit. Before you start doing anything in digital, anything in social, do this audit just to find out where you are, what you should do. Okay, so there are two types of audits that we can do in digital marketing. That is not pretty much technical. So that is pretty much easy for you to understand. I will explain how to do this audit. So there are two types of audits. One is called the visibility audit. The other one is called the engagement audit. So let me share the screen. Okay. Hope you can see my screen. Wait for a moment. Okay, can you all see my screen? Is it visible for you all?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so let's look at this visibility audit. What is this all about? So visibility is how you're going to present your product to their target customer. That is called the visibility. So you are making your brand in the customer's journey's touch point. So let me clarify it in this way. Each and every customer does have a customer journey. So if I'm not mistaken, 2 days before you have been taught about this AIDA model: awareness, is interest, desire, and action. And accordingly, you can identify the customer journey. First, customers get familiar with the product, get aware about the product. Get aware about the product. Then they are getting familiar with the product. So before they getting familiar with the product, you have to make sure that your product is visible for them. Sometimes your customer may find on your product in social media, sometimes in Google, sometimes in, let's say in social media, there are different platforms called LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. There are so many YouTube, there are so many social media platforms, even the TikTok. So those are the places where the customers are get along with, and those are the places where the customers seeing the brand. So you have to make sure that each and every customer touch point, you are to make visible your product. That should be done. So as for, I think you have done the customer persona as well during the last day. I think you have been exposed to the customer persona. The customer persona is your customer profile, the target customer's profile. So based on your target customer behavior, their thinking pattern, their psychology, so their behavior somewhat different from one person to the another. So accordingly, you have to identify where these people hang around in their day-to-day life. If you happen to look at a teenager, there are certain time period where they are play with their Facebook account. Sometimes they might hang around with their LinkedIn account, Twitter account, Instagram account. So you have to identify where these people are going and stay. So on those places, you have to make your visibility. If you are not supposed to, if let's say by chance you are not come across where these people are hanging around the social media and digital environment. So without having that idea, how are you going to run a social media or digital marketing campaign? It will not be effective. For a sake of having a Facebook account, for a sake of having a LinkedIn account, that is not going to work out in this particular environment, because this is a really, I think you have gone through this VUCA environment. So this is pretty much volatile, uncertain. So there are so much of ambiguity. So it is really difficult for companies to survive. So you have to be really focused, and you have to identify where you are going to make your product visible, from where you are going to create that awareness in the customers. For that only we are doing this visibility audit, just to make sure we are place our product at the right place. Okay, so let's say you want to, let's take an example. Mobile phone brand. What is the most popular mobile phone brand in India?
Apple.
What is the most famous mobile phone brand in India nowadays?
Apple.
Sorry.
Now, sir, it's okay. Samsung.
Samsung. Okay. So other than Samsung, I guess there are so many emerging brands are there in India. So if you happen to look at the mobile phone brands, there might be, let's say, 10 to 15 mobile phone brands. So all of these brands are competing in one particular market. So all of these people are trying to acquire one set of a customer base. So that is really competitive. So if you look at a person who is using a mobile phone, you could have identified different segments. Teenagers, in teenagers, there are different segments. There are executive level people. There are entrepreneurs, the businessmen. So if you happen to look at each of these segments, their preferences are different. So you have to first identify for what segment you are catering to. So once you identify for what segment you are catering to, then you have to dig for information to identify that segment consumer behavior pertaining to this digital marketing environment. Let's say if I am going to sell a product to an age category, let's say 18 to 20, first I should identify what are the devices these people are using right now. What are the most preferred social media platforms of these people? If they want to search for a product or a brand, which platforms they are referring to? Is it Google? It is Facebook. Now Facebook is emerging as a search engine. Now people are tend to use social Facebook specifically to find information regarding the product. The Facebook search bar is much more used than ever before. So that is emerging as a search engine. So people are using social media to search about a product or a service. So once you identified, okay, these category of people are searching for product or service in, let's say, Google, then you should make that awareness, make your brand presence in the Google. if they are, let's say, majority are rely on Google in terms of finding the company information or product information or the brand information, no point of putting much more weightage on the Facebook. So you are wasting your resources, you are wasting your time. So you have to identify the customer journey and accordingly, as per the customer journey in the sense, the customer are getting aware about the product, they are getting familiar with the product, they are finding information and making the purchase, they are doing this post-purchase evaluation, then they are doing this recommendation, and all that is somewhat a journey of the customer. So in each journey, you can identify different customer touch points. So we will discuss those things later on. So the visibility should be placed in accordance with this customer journey and the digital marketing, the digital customer, digital touch points of that particular journey. Okay. So visibility audit, how we are to conduct. So without any further ado, okay, this is the customer journey. This is an example. Just look at it. Look at this. This is Stephanie's customer journey. Stephanie is a kind of a figure that I have identified. So this is the customer journey. How she get aware about the product, what are the platforms that she are going, and in terms of getting the information, what are the devices and modes she is referring at, in terms of evaluating the product, what does she do, and what are the mediums and modes she is referring to. Then in terms of making the purchase, where she is going in online environment and how she is being persuaded, how she has been influenced, and in terms of after purchase, how she is going to create the recommendation, how she is going to express her feelings on the purchase. So once after we use a product, we tend to go and review certain products in different platforms. It might be in the Google, it might be in the Facebook. So there are platforms we are usually going and rate the product as per our satisfaction. So again, those are touch points, customer touch points. So each and every stage, there are 5 stages in here. So each stage, you can identify different platforms. So if you are thinking that these people are more on WhatsApp, searching for information, for sharing information. So if these people are referring WhatsApp, it is must for you to make your presence in WhatsApp. Once after a rigorous, comprehensive research, only you have to conclude that these people are on WhatsApp, or else you can't just go and make your presence in WhatsApp. It will not work for you. That you have to identify. So digital touch points can be identified as for the customer journey, or else as for the decision-making process of the customer. In both the ways, we can identify the customer touch point. If you look at the decision-making process of the customer, the first stage is the problem recognition. So in terms of identifying the need, what are the places that these people are referring at? In terms of information search, what are the things, what are the places these people are referring at? So let's say if it is a mobile phone, the people in worldwide, most of the people are in the worldwide referring to GSM Arena. GSM Arena is one of the most famous website where it has the highest traffic in terms of generating information about different mobile phones, and it gives you the platform to compare different products as well. And in terms of the alternative evaluation, again, you can use the same platform, the GSM Arena. Or sometimes if you happen to look at YouTube's channels, there are different channels who evaluate the product directly. There you could find the influencers. There are certain YouTube influencers specifically for different products, different brands. So what they are doing is they are comparing different products and they are establishing their opinion about the product. So those who are following those influencers, for the opinion that he or she is providing, they might get influenced. So that is all about alternative evaluation. Then in terms of the purchase decision, where people go and buy this product? Is it from e-commerce platform? Is it through WhatsApp? So during this pandemic period, most of the people, most of the companies are referring to these social media platforms in terms of making their sales. So they are using different platforms. And the post-purchase evaluation, where people are going and make their comments regarding their purchase experience, the product experience. If you happen to look at this tourism industry, you get to see so many places where it let people to evaluate, people to express their feelings about their stay, about their consumption of, about their consumption experience with the hotel. One is the TripAdvisor. Booking.com itself, it has a kind of a evaluation mechanism. If you happen to look at Google My Business, again, it allows people to do these evaluations. So these are touch points where people are getting interacted with. So if you happen to run a hotel, if you are to maintain, if you are to play in this hotel industry, so it is must for you to then go and make your presence in those platforms. You can't miss one of these platforms. So you have to look at this digital touch point and you have to map it accordingly. So it is all about these online touch points. You have to look at these offline non-digital touch points as well. So let me stop sharing this particular point at this particular point. Okay. Just give me a moment. Okay. Can you all hear me? I hope still you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
We can hear you.
So
Yes, yes.
what I was telling you is, we should not fully focus on the digital touch points. We have to look at these non-digital touch points as well, where these people are getting interacted with in terms of making a consumption decision. So there are instances where people are interacting with these offline touch points. If I ask a question, how many people are online in India? What is going to be your answer? How many internet users are there in India? How many social media users are there in India? At least in terms of a percentage, can you give me an answer?
40?
40%
Yeah.
Indian internet users are there.
Maybe like around 25, 20, 30%.
Yes. So as far as I know, in India, there are around 25% social media users and 50% internet users. So that is from the Hootsuite, the digital media stats for the last quarter in 2020. So I will be sharing that document with you as well. So that is available in online platforms. You better refer that. So it gives you an understanding how many people are there online, how many people are using internet, how many people are actively engaged in these social media platforms, how many people are using these smartphones, how many people are using these featured phones, how many people are using laptops. So those information statistics are pretty much needed for digital marketer to make their decisions. Without having those statistics, if we are to take a decision, that is not going to be work for us, especially if you are to deal with the FMCG product, if you are catering to the mass audience for the entire population of India. So you have to look at these statistics. Let's say if blindfoldly if I am to create a social media platform, social media account, let's say I am going to cater to the mass crowd in India, then for the entire population, and I'm fully focused on these digital platforms. So I am going to ended up by only tapping into 50% of the entire population. 50% I'm going to left behind. So that is not going to work for me. And by looking at the age category, the demographics, sometimes even you may come to different conclusion. Out of the 50% who are going internet, who are using this internet, sometimes majority might be teenagers. So if you are targeting your product to the other set of people, then you are going to lose more than 50%, because the majority are there as teenagers in these social media platforms and the digital platforms. So you have to look at these numbers and statistics. So that's why for you to that's why it is needed for you to pay attention for these offline platforms as well. Being a South Asian country, it is same with Sri Lanka as well. So our people still look at this touch and feel of a product before they make that purchase decision. So that's how we being a South Asian. So culture is almost somewhat same. So you have to rely on these offline platforms as well. We are going to make it as omni-channel platforms along with the digital channels. We have to look at these offline channels as well. So in terms of creating this visibility audit, better you looked at these online and offline platforms together. Okay, let me share the screen again. Okay, can you see the screen again? The presentation, is it visible for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you better have this as a kind of a template, so you can identify the touch point accordingly. So do it for your product or a brand that you are dealing with. Okay, so once you identify where your people, where your customers are engaging with or referring to, then you can identify where you want to go and make your product visible. So I have identified 5 avenues in here. So in this particular table, you can find the visibility criteria. The first one is the organic search visibility. And I have assigned a weightage as well. So if you are to do it by your own, as for your product or a service, what you should do is, then you have to refer the customer journey or the customer decision-making process. Accordingly, you have to identify the touch points. What are the visibility touch points? Are they referring to Google? Are they going to get aware about the product by seeing an advertisement? It might be in Google or it might be in several other web pages where you get to see this as pop-up advertisements, advertisement representing the Google display network. So those are there. And or let's say, are they get to know about a product or a service by exposing to the social media advertisement like Facebook ads? So you have to decide what avenues am I looking at. If we happen to decide, okay, my customers are not going to see my product, or they are not getting exposed to a product or a service through display ads, then you can simply omit that. So you no need to go and make your presence over there. So that's why I told you, you have to do a research and find out these things. And the weighted average, of course, that will also can be given as your findings. If majority of your target customers are going and searching in this Google environment, not only Google, let's say there are other search engine platforms as well. We should not forget that as well. But the majority, 90+ the market share is having with the Google. That's why we are much more focused on this Google. So if you find out that many of your customers are referring to Google and Google search engine, Google search engine and Google search engine ads, then you can give much more weightage for those two. If you happen to see that my customers are get to know about product and services through social media, if their time, let's say the majority spend on social media like Facebook, then you can put much more weightage onto social medias. Are we clear up to that point?
Yes.
Is it clear? Do you have any questions? I like to have questions. Guys, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
I'm not getting any response. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear so far? Oh, are you all confused?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So, okay. So let me show you an example. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay. Just give me a moment. Okay. Okay, can you all see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, let's say I'm going to search about, let's say, Galaxy S20 in Sri Lanka. So I'm going to buy a mobile phone, Galaxy S20. So let's say the first thing that I'm doing is I'm going to make a Google search. So this is a touch point. This, if you are to consider me as a customer, so in terms of getting aware about the product, this is my first touch point. So the organic results are the first place that gets in terms of the visibility. So you can see, as for the result, the ideabeam.com, so one of the most popular site in Sri Lanka, so it comes as the number 1. So they are getting the upper hand advantage. Then you get the mysoftlogic.lk, Techmart, Dialog.lk, and geniusmobile.lk. So if I am selling mobile phone, if I know my customers are searching for product and services in Google, so then it's matter of you to make your presence in the first result page, first search result page. If you are make your presence in here, then you are successful. If you are not make your presence in here, then you have to work hard by doing the search engine optimization. You have to work hard to make your presence in here. So accordingly, in terms of getting know about the product or service, customer may use different terminology, search queries. So I have used Galaxy S20 in Sri Lanka. So that is based on my context, that is based on my country, my preference, my intention. So likewise, other customers may also enter different search terminologies. I happen to see that in previous lecture or a session, there was a part where you have been told to identify these keywords, if I'm not mistaken, by using this Google keyword planning. Was there a session?
Yes.
I guess the session was there. Okay, so accordingly, based upon your target customer, based upon your customers' preferences, behavior, you can identify the probable keywords, search queries that they might enter to search your product or a competitor product. So there's a plugin. This is the plugin that I am using called Keyword Everywhere. So that is a plugin that you can install into your browser, and it gives you some alternative keywords that have been searched by the others on this particular product. Here you can see the different keywords that they have been used. Galaxy S20 Ultra price in Sri Lanka, S10 prices. So you can see sometimes there are brand specific search queries as well. Samsung S20 Ultra price in Sri Lanka, SoftLogic. So these are the keyword search queries that my customers are being used. So what I can do is, if I know that my customers are searching the product in this Google search engine, so just try to enter these keywords in the Google search engine and to find out whether your presence is there or not. Do it for your competitor as well. Search for your competitor. Just try to enter these key search queries and find out whether your competitors are appearing. If you are not, but your competitor is there, so you are behind the competitor. That gives you an indicator what you should do in this online environment. So if you happen to come across that, okay, out of, let's say there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 keywords, and there are much more keywords you can related keywords find in here. Same thing that can be done in Google Keyword Planner as well. So you can find out the probable keywords that a customer may apply. So try to find out 10 keywords which describe your product, which gives information about your product or the product category itself. No need to be specific on your product, but let's say it enough for you to concern or consider the category. If it is mobile phone, don't be focused on this Galaxy. You can be focused on, okay, mobile phone by considering the scope competition, not the space, but the scope competition. So pay your attention on to the most probable, most ideal 10 keywords and try to enter that keyword in the Google search query box and generate the result. Then you can identify what is your presence on this search engine environment. Sometimes what will happen is, let's say, once you enter a search query, you will happen to see ads. These are organic results. There are no any paid results can be found in here as for these search query. But sometimes you happen to have ads, sponsored search results. So you can consider those things as well. By entering the selected 10 keywords, you can find out what are the companies appearing as ads. So those people are getting upper hand advantage as they are coming as an ad. Sometimes there are different psychologies. Sometimes people may prefer to click on it, sometimes they may not. So it is a different thing that we are to discuss. But sometimes having an ad as for the search query, sometimes it works for you. Let's say if the competition is really high, if you are a new entrance to the market, it is not easy for you to do that search engine optimization where you place your company out of the among the first 10 search results. That cannot be done. That can be done, but lot of effort need to put in. Sometimes it may not practical if you happen to look at the competitors' perspective. If they are too strong, if they make their presence in a really good way, being a newcomer, it is not that easy for you to get into the first 10. So the ideal way might be go and do a kind of a search engine ad campaign, so that you can identify the probable keywords and you can place your brand as an ad. So that is how you can compete with your competition. So that is another way that you can find out whether your presence is there or not. Are we clear up to this point?
Sir, good evening, sir. This is Rajesh
Yes.
from Solur.
Yeah, Rajesh.
I have one doubt. If we want to be in the first 10 list in the Google, whether we have to pay
Yes.
for a Google, or else what else we have to increase the keyword alone, it will be reached to them, or else what else we have to do? I have heard about something, the people are from top level companies, they're to be in the listed. They are having algorithms. That algorithm they are come to the first place. Like that, it is possible or not? Are you understand my questions now?
Yeah, Rajesh, thank you for the question. In answering your question, Rajesh, plays, come to that first 10 search engine result, it is not that easy. If you are in a really competitive market, so there are two ways that you can do. One is you can increase your organic indexing, organic ranking. So that is purely based upon your quality of doing the search engine optimization. So there is no any kind of there are some unethical malpractices where you can increase your organic ranking, but it is not permanent though, because this Google algorithm. So Google is using an algorithm. Facebook is also using an algorithm to place this search engine results, to identify company to place at number one. So they are using different algorithm that is keep on, they are continually changing that. They are not stick on to one particular algorithm. Even 2 weeks, 3 weeks back, Facebook did the change in their Facebook algorithm. Suddenly the companies, especially the one who are maintaining the fan pages, experiencing sudden drop in their reach. They are coming up with grievances. Suddenly my reach is going down. People are not seeing my product because the Facebook did the change in the algorithm. Once we get used to the algorithm, once we know the trick, then we play accordingly. Then we can do something to increase our organic ranking. Same with the Google. So it can be done in a really methodical way, but stick on to the approved ways of doing that. By paying, you can't improve the organic ranking, but there will be impact to organic ranking if you are using this paid advertisement. So in organic, in terms of increasing the organic ranking, the one measurement indicator would have been the traffic that you are generating. So if you happen to create that awareness on your web page through paid advertisement, then you can, in a short-term basis, you can increase the traffic. Once you get the traffic by paying, and if you can retain that customer in longer run with your web page, in that way you can increase the organic ranking in a longer run. But by paying, I don't think that companies can survive in longer run in terms of placing the web, the brand name or a web page on top of the search result page. Did I answer your question, Rajesh, or do you want to
Sir,
have more clarification on that?
absolutely right, sir. I understood that, sir. It is like a Sensex, okay, how it is increasing or decreasing like that. Our organic ranking will be increasing, decreasing, however much we are paid it. Right, sir.
Yeah.
I understood.
Yes.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so this can be used as trick as well. Let's say if you happen to have a new website, and you can use the keywords in terms of your preparing your content, and you can do that search engine optimization in organic way by adhere to all the probable means and modes. But still, the traffic might be lesser at the initial phase, so that you can get the help of this search engine advertisement, and you can make familiar your web page to your target audience. So once you do that, and if you happen to have a good engagement with the customer, then you can increase your organic ranking with a short span of time. So we will happen to look at those things in future slides. So we will get to that as well. Okay, so we were talking about how to look at this organic visibility in the search engine and the paid visibility in organic paid visibility in the search engine. So let me share the screen again. Okay, can you see the screen? Can you see the screen?
No.
Hello? Guys, I hope you can see my screen.
No, sir. It's on no.
Hello? Guys, can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you, sir, but slide is not
The
visible.
screen was not visible.
Wait. Sorry for the inconvenience. Is it visible now? Hello?
No, sir. It was not visible.
No, sir, not visible, sir.
Hello?
No, sir.
Sir, present the screen, please present the screen.
Uh,
Present now, please click the button.
wait. I think there's a problem I'm encountering. Wait, let's see whether I can manage it. Is it visible now?
No, sir.
I think there's a problem I'm encountering. Okay, guys, I think there's a problem I'm encountering. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I don't know why it is not sharing. Let me try to do it again. Okay.
So now visible, sir. Now visible.
Okay, super. Okay. Can you all see the presentation right now?
Yes,
sir.
Super. Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay. So we have done with the first two, and the display visibility is how, to what extent your product and the service are visible through this ads. So we are having a Google Display Network. By using Google Display Network, you can display your company product and the services in websites. So Google Display Network is being heavily used by these FMCG companies in terms of creating that visibility. So you can check to what extent you and your competitors are being using these ads in terms of making aware on the product and services. There's a way that you can do. So let me show that as well. What you can do is you can use a tool called SimilarWeb. How many of you all have referred to that before, the SimilarWeb?
We have not heard.
No? Okay, let me show you that as well. So wait. Hey guys, okay. I hope you can see this. Is it visible for you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is called similarweb.com. So one of website or a tool that can be used to analyze a performance of a website. So this can be used free to some extent to retrieve certain information, but most of the solutions and the benefit have been given to one who are having this paid accounts. So what you can do is simply go to this web, and the analysis that I have done is based on 5 e-commerce websites in Sri Lanka. So you can refer any industry at that matter. So if you want to look at competitive 5 mobile phones, you can do it. Simply by referring to their website, you can do this. So in my example, what I have done is I have referred to e-commerce website, and one website is called the Kapruka. So simply you can type that in here and it will show you the result. Just click it. So once you click on this, it will generate you a report. So this is the report. Here you can see the global rank, you can see the country rank, and you can see the category. Here you can see the category, e-commerce and shopping. So that is the category I am looked at. So at that category, the category rank is 2291. The country rank is 285. The global rank is 102,490. So if you come down, it will take some time to generate the results. Okay. Still loading, guys. Okay. Here you can see the different information, just like referral traffic. Here you can see the organic result. Here you can see top 5 organic keywords have been used by the Kapruka, and the traffic, 64% of the traffic comes from the organic search. It means the people search the Kapruka in Google, they get the search result and they click on that and come into the site. And here you can see the paid. I told you in the search engine result page, you can have organic results and paid results. Paid are the one companies have make a payment to the Google and make available their company website in the first search engine results page. So that is called the paid. So here the composition is 79% from organic, 20%, almost 20% from paid. And here the social traffic, here's the display advertising. So only 1% being directed to the site through the advertisement, especially this display ad. So here you can get the figure. So sometimes these information cannot be traced if you are not using these tools. So by using this tool, you can identify if, let's say, if you can have your complete information as well. To what extent these people are driving traffic by using this display ad. So it means that they are creating the awareness. In other way, they are creating the awareness through this advertisement, by paid advertisement, especially by using this display ads. Okay, can I get an example from your side as well? Any product or a brand that you are referring to, just to generate a report? Any product and services that you want to check? Any website?
Amazon.
Beg your pardon?
Amazon.
Amazon. Okay, Amazon India. Amazon India. Okay, let's look at it. Okay, here we get the result. Global rank is 85. The country rank is 7. It means, as for web pages, there are web pages better than the Amazon. Category rank is 12, and here you can see the traffic by country, the average time duration, the every information are there. Here you can see the traffic sources from different mediums: direct traffic, referral traffic, search traffic, social traffic, mail traffic. Here you can see the referring traffic, referrals, from where these referrals are being directed at. Here you can see the search traffic is 37. out of the traffic, out of the people who are coming to the Amazon India site, 37 is coming with this organic traffic, and 31% is paid. Social traffic is 5%, and display advertising is 0.8%. Okay, so you can do this for any other brand or a company web page that as for your wish. So you can get this statistic and you can add that figure into here. Okay, I'll tell you how to make that calculation. So display visibility, you can trace it like that. So it's matter of you assign a score and get the weightage, and you can assign it to the companies that you are referring to. And social visibility is to what extent that you make your presence in this social media platforms. Okay, so in that, what is not visible is this ads. So we can't see how many ads being conducted or run by a brand page in Facebook, but there's a way that we can trace it. What is visible, what has posted in the wall or news feed, that is visible. If you happen to look at a Facebook brand page, and you can see the post that they have published referring to the different brands or products, but you can't see straight away what are the campaigns, their advertisement campaign they run. That is not visible in the wall. So for that, what you can do is hope you can see this. Can you see this, guys? Hello?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
what you're showing?
Okay, so this is the kapruka.com, the Facebook fan page. So by referring to the news feed, you can see what are the things that they have posted, what are the brands they were focusing on. So this is not competitive at all. Each and everyone can create a post. So in terms of getting the information pertaining to the ads, Facebook ads, what you can do is, once you come down the fan page, you will get to see this page transparency tab. Go and click on this see all, and you will get to see this. The category, the brand name, and the page created date, and who from which country these administration been taking place. And there's a button where you can click on this go to ad library. Just click on this. So once you click on this, it will show you the ads, paid ads run by Kapruka by using the Facebook. Okay. Here you can see all the advertisements run by the Facebook.
Sir, sorry to interrupt.
You can search. Yes. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. We are still seeing that a similar web page, sir.
Ah, wait. Sorry for that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Wait. My bad. Let me show that. Okay, sorry. Let me show you that as well. Sorry. So can you all see the screen? Can you all see the Facebook fan page?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Okay, so here the kapruka.com, the Facebook fan page. So you can see the posts that have been published by Kapruka. So anyone can publish a post regarding their product and services that is pretty much visible to each and everyone. So what is not visible is the advertisements. So it is in the dark area where the advertisement that you are running, it is not visible in the wall or the news feed of you. So what to unveil that, what you can do is, once you come down the Facebook fan page, you will get to see this page transparency. Click on this see all button that you can see. Here you get to see this information, the Facebook brand page name, the category, when it was created, and who are the admins, now the number of admins, and you get to see this button, go to ad library. So simply click on that and it will be directed to this page. Can you all see this page? Can you all see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here, these are the advertisement, paid advertisements run by Kapruka by using Facebook. So you can sort it down for a particular time period. So same thing that you can do for your competitor products as well. So let's say there are 100 accumulated 100 paid campaigns run by 5 companies. Out of 5 companies, what is your representation, and give the weightage accordingly. So that's how you come up with the figure. Try to, let's say, during the last month, how many paid advertisements accumulated, get the accumulated figure. Entire the total 5 companies, how many advertisements they have ran, and what is your representation on that particular 200 or 100. So that's how you are going to identify your social presence. And the similar way, what you can do is, adding on to this paid visibility, you can see during the last 1 month of time, how many posts they have posted, get the accumulated figure for the 5 companies. Then you get your representation out of that number and multiplied it by it with the weighted average. So you can get the number. So that's how you are going to calculate it. So by doing all those things, you would be able to complete this visibility audit. Let me go to the slide. Sorry, guys. Okay. So that's how you are going to calculate it. So once you've done it for the competitors, entire competitor, you can see what is your presence. Who is better, who is not performing really well, in which stream people, my competitors are performing well, in which stream that I am behind. So you can identify it clearly. Are we clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so do it, do this exercise, then you can see, then you can get an idea what you can do. If you see that my organic search visibility is lesser, let's say the one is the Vasi.com. This is another e-commerce platform. You can see this organic search visibility is less compared to the others. So being a digital marketing manager or a marketing manager, what you can do is you can have an objective. Okay, guys, for the next couple of months or next quarter or for the next year, what we should do is we have to improve this rank. So let's put much more weightage on search engine optimization. If you feel that the more people are referring to the Google in terms of getting the information regarding the product or getting familiar with the product, so it is needed for you to focus on that. Just forget about focusing on the Facebook fan pages. Just forget about focusing on this display ad campaigns. Here you can see this paid search visibility only has with Daras. So let him continue with that. So there is no threat coming from that particular angle. Let's focus on this organic search visibility. Let's focus on this social visibility. So that's how you narrow down your focus. That's how you decide what you should do during the next couple of years. You can't do certain things without any rationale. So this is all about your visibility. That's how we come across the objectives as well. So you can set digital marketing objectives from where you are getting the insights, information for your digital marketing objectives. One would be this visibility audit. You are clearly benchmarking. Benchmarking your competitor. There's a path clearly shown what you should do, where you should go. Okay. So I have an Excel template as well. Let's see whether it is visible for you. Okay. So can you all see this Excel sheet?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Guys? Okay, so this is a kind of a template that I have been using. So here you can see, by referring to the audit, you can see that I have set a visibility objective, improve the display visibility of the brand. You can have the current status or the gap. You can have the desired status, what you should do. You can set up a time duration, and accordingly you can identify what are the digital marketing channels, medium or modes that you should use. Whether you want to go for social ads, whether you go into search engine marketing, search engine optimization, Google display, video ads, there would have been a number of things. So ideally you can select what you should do based on the desired outcome, based on the objective. So you can use this template. I'll be sharing with you these templates as well. I'll be sharing an email so that you can use these templates. So these are the starting points. It is not that you are going and straight away open a Facebook fan page account or creating a LinkedIn account or an Instagram account. So you have to have an objective. You have to have a focus. You have to rationalize each and every activity that you are doing in this digital environment. If you lose that focus, then you will get lost in the middle. So you have to be really focused. That's why I have focused on this visibility audit, and next going to be the engagement audit. So in digital environment, those are the two utmost important things, visibility and the engagement. So this visibility part will much more important in terms of creating a brand. So that is much more important. Can you all see me? Okay. So visibility is needed to create the brand, develop the brand. The communication, the one-way communication, it is much more needed to brand building. But the engagement is needed for you all to retain the customer for longer run. Even in your past couple of sessions, I have heard that the professors were emphasized on retaining customers than acquiring a new customer. It is really easy for you to develop a customer to the next stage. You can cross-sell, you can upsell. It is easy for existing customer. But if you are to acquire a new customer, you are looking at a big amount of money. It is not that easy. So that's why engagement is really needed. Once you get a customer into your domain, into your portfolio, let's try to create that conversation. Let's try to get engaged. Then only he or she find it interest on your product or a service. So thereby you have to do the engagement audit as well. If you have a Facebook account, if you have Instagram account, if you have a website, so don't have it for the sake of having. I told you this before as well. If it is a Facebook, try to, okay, you are trying your level best to increase your organic ranking. For that, you are doing search engine optimization. If not, if you are a newcomer, if you really hard to beat your competitor through search engine optimization, then you are going for search engine marketing, where you display paid advertisements in search engine results page. So you are doing everything just to get that traffic into your web page. For that only you are doing that, isn't it? Ultimately, you want to get the higher number of customers into your web page and to let them see your brand or a service or a product. So what will they do after they get exposed to your product? There should be something that they can do. You should allow them to get interacted with the content. That's where the engagement comes. If they come to your website and there's nothing for them to do, nothing important for them to get as information, then most likely they will go back to the search engine result page again, and they will follow another competitor. So that is where the bounce rate comes. The bounce rate. If the bounce rate is really higher, then your organic rank of the web page will come down. So bounce rate is where the people are getting into your product and without any interacting, they are going back. Let's say within less than 5 seconds, 3 seconds, they are going back. So attention span is 3 seconds, maximum 5 seconds. So you have to retain that attention within 5 seconds. You have to get that attention within 5 seconds. If you are not succeeded on that, they will move out from your web page. So engagement is really important to intact the customers with you. So let's look at how we're going to do this engagement audit. So are we going to get a break before we continue with the engagement audit, or shall we move for another 8 minutes of time? Shall we get a quick break, or shall we start with engagement audit? What do you prefer? Okay, guys, we'll get a quick break, and shall we meet sharp at 4 o'clock?
Yes.
Professor Sumati, shall we get a quick break? Are we all okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Super. Okay, we'll get a quick break and we will start with the engagement audit straight away. We will be starting sharp at 4 o'clock.
Sir, just take a 10 minutes break.
Yes, we will. Now it is 3 in Sri Lankan time. It is 3:50. So we'll be starting at 4 o'clock.
Okay, sir.
If you do have any question, please feel free to ask. So we'll be starting. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. I love to hear your voice, and there might be people who are really thorough on this area as well. So I really would like to get their views and opinions as well. Shall we start, or shall we wait for another 2 minutes of time?
So good evening.
Okay, we'll start. Yeah, Mr. Samdip.
Yes, sir. Hope you are safe. I hope the cyclone has not affected you much in Sri Lanka.
It is about to hit. Even I inform professor as well. There might be sudden electricity interruptions as well. So we are waiting and hopefully it will not make a big impact.
Okay, good. So,
thank you for asking. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sir. As of now, still now, very informative sessions keep going and just keep listening all those things. Can you give some strategies to overcome the bounce rate, website bounce rate?
I'll tell you that I'm supposed to touch upon. So I'll be explaining that. Please remind me during the latter part of the session. I will be touch upon that as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking that question. I will be explaining that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, shall we start then?
Yes, sir. You can go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So we have done with the visibility audit. Then we'll go for engagement audit. So if you are look at this digital environment, so what make people so interested on that is this engagement. So if it is not engagement, people would not find this digital marketing so that interested. You get to like, you get to share, you get to comment. So it is really interactive. So sometimes customers itself getting engaged. Sometimes you being the company, you being the brand page owner, sometimes you have to get them engaged. You can't left alone people and let them to get engagement by their own. It will not work out. You have to get them engaged where you want them to engage. Okay. So engagement audit, I don't want to explain one by one. So engagement audit, if it is social media, especially social media, engagement is the most important matrix. You can create a Facebook fan page within a couple of seconds, but managing a Facebook fan page is pretty much challenging. The utmost challenge is to get the right audience into your fan page. Get the right audience. Again, I'm telling you to get the right audience. Even I have experienced this in Sri Lanka. There are brands, there are products, there are people who are having these social media accounts, fan pages. So what they are doing is they are simply boosting their post. They are rely on much more in these Facebook advertisements or social media advertisements in that case. And they are trying to get this fan base increased with a short span of time. But they are looking at the number of the fans around their fan pages, their social media platforms. So, but that is good in terms of the quantity. So what about the quality? You have to look at the quality angle. So earlier, let's say 5 years down the line, Facebook, if you happen to look at your Facebook news feed, that is not cluttered. That is not cluttered. You get what you want to see. But now due to this bigger competition with the involvement of these companies, it makes so cluttered. It is really hard to keep your attention sometimes. It is really difficult. It is really difficult. So if you happen to get unwanted content into your newsfeed, what you will do is sometimes you will block the content. If you happen to get so many notifications, so many posts onto your newsfeed from a brand that you are not interested at, simply you go and unlike that particular brand. That freedom is there with the customers. So that is the challenge for the company as well. To retain a fan and to get the engagement, expected engagement. So if you have, let's say, if your fan base comprised with unwanted customers, if you're not being able to attract ideal customer into Facebook fan page, what will happen is you can post something in the Facebook fan page, but you will not get the expected likes, expected comments, expected shares. So if it is going to be there, what will happen is your Facebook ranking comes down. Your Facebook ranking comes down. So there's a Facebook algorithm works behind the scene. Facebook algorithm. So as for my understanding, what it does is once you post something in your Facebook fan page, it will show the Facebook itself showed that particular post in selected number of your fans. Most probably, though, the fans would be selected based upon their engagement. Let's say if there are 20 people, 20 fans of you, they are keep on liking, they are keep on commenting, they keep on sharing. Ideally, those customers were traced by the Facebook, and whatever the post you are posting, that will initially directed to those 20 customers. Then the Facebook will study how these people are react to your content. If they are not paying any attention, then what Facebook algorithm does is it reduces the reach. It will not show to your other fans. That is automatically being done. If the 20 get engaged with the content, they are sharing it, then most probably your reach may get increased. So that is happen as for this Facebook algorithm, that is not visible, that is not published by the Facebook. It is really difficult to trace. Recently, they have made a adjustment on that as well, as per the information. So suddenly the companies might experience certain drops in their Facebook the reach in their post. So engagement will there. What I want to mention is that engagement will be there with the ideal customer. So don't try to look at this quantity. If you with the competitor, sometimes you may have 20% lesser in terms of the audience, Facebook fans. But if the existing Facebook fan page comprises the right audience, your engagement might be bigger than your competitor. That would have been much more effective than the competitor. That's what you want. Try to go a kind of a really slow, it's not slow, but right walk. Then only you can do miracles in this social media environment. So let's look at how we are going to do this engagement audit. How you have succeeded on getting this engagement from your fans. So before that, there are 4 drivers of online brand engagement. One is responsiveness. How fast does the brand respond to customers' reaction? Even I have experienced brands are there, they are posting something on the Facebook, customers are keep on commenting, liking, and they are sharing the content, but you never Sometimes you are response, sometimes you are never response. Even the response comes after so many hours, sometimes so many days. That should not be done. Then the presence. In order to create that brand engagement, you have to have the presence in the relevant touch points. If the people are going to LinkedIn, you have to make your presence over there. If the presence is not there, you can't think of the engagement. So presence should be there in terms of getting the engagement. Then the recency. Is the brand contributing to the conversions frequently enough? Recency. Social media is none other than creating the social conversation. Social media is none other than creating this social conversation. So social media is where these people are having the conversations, social conversations. So you are appearing as a third party for these conversations, but you can't act like an alien. I have seen people act like an alien within these conversations. So people will reject you straight away. If you and your friend is having a conversation, what happens when someone is interfering and discussing something else opposed to your conversation, or act like a complete stranger? Then even it disrupt your communication. You straight away try to avoid that particular person. Straight away you are trying to avoid. If we make in a conversation something really relevant to what you are being discussing, again you are trying to avoid. This thing happens to the companies. So whatever the social content that you are creating, or the discussions that you are making within the social media environment, that should reflect, or that should suit the fans' conversation. That's where the empathy comes to play. You have to get into your customer shoes and think what they're expecting from me. If I am to behave like this, if I am to post this video, if I am to post this post picture, whether they're going to accept it. Is it something with their day-to-day life routine? Especially the language that we are using. So being Sri Lankans, there is attitude in certain brands in Sri Lanka that they pretend like they are not, they do not want to use the mother tongue, Sinhalese. They are 100% focused on the English language. So sometimes it will not work out. We do have different cultures, we do have different social status, different social conversations are there. You have to identify those things. Then only you have to create this content. And these conversations that you are creating, that should be continuously creating. Once in a while, you can't create a conversation. People sometimes forget your brand, your fan page. So reasons it should be there. The final one is followership. The number of followers. Again, even though I am telling the followers are matters, followership is matters, but keep your mind, quality is better than the quantity. Don't try to compete with your rival or a competitor by simply looking at the number of fans he or she is having. It will not gives you an added advantage. If you are a startup, if you are a newly established fan page, try to have that quality first. If you are creating the content that create an interest on the customer's mind, people will automatically come and join with you. But if you are doing artificial sort of a boost, sometimes you will not get the right audience into your fan base. Simple example. Let's say you are really fond towards motorcycles. Let's say you are really fond towards the motorcycles. Excuse me, guys. Give me a moment. Sorry for the disturbance. Sorry for the disturbance, guys. Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay. Okay. So what I was telling you guys is, let's say you are really fond towards motorcycle. If I'm not mistaken, the most popular brand is Honda in terms of scooters in India. Or what is the most popular brand in terms of motorcycles? Bajaj is there, Hero is there, Suzuki is there, Honda is there. So what is the most popular brand? Hello?
Honda.
Bajaj, sir.
Bajaj is there. Okay. Let's say you are really fond towards super bikes. More than 400cc, 500cc, let's say 1000cc, you are really fond towards super bikes. Masculine, really super, you are really fond towards super bikes. So you are, let's say your most favorite brand is Honda. This is an example. Huh? Your most favorite brand is Honda. So you are really a good fan of Honda and you are really like these super bikes. So suddenly once you are scrolled down on your Facebook newsfeed, you come across a post that is a good super bike. At a glance, you identified it as super bike. It's really in par with your expectation of a super bike and nicely presented. Let's say it's a kind of a nice video clip. Because of the product, you get to like it. You like it. Straight away, you like it. Like the post. Without having much more close look at it. By looking at the outer appearance, the way that it present, it influence you to engage by simply put that like. So you made it. But you never know that. You didn't know that. It was a Facebook fan page promoter. You made that like not to the post, but for the Facebook fan page. And it's from Bajaj. Bajaj promoted their Facebook fan page by using that particular post, and it was appeared in your newsfeed, and it was clearly appealed to you, and you just click on the like button without knowing that you like that their fan page. But for the Bajaj fan page, it added a new fan. They have succeeded, but you have never sort of a intention to get into the fan page of Bajaj. Once you get to see these Facebook, let's say, posts from Bajaj in your newsfeed, sometimes you may block it. Sometimes you may go and unlike it. Those things being happen. If it is blocked, then it will make a big impact over the ranking of your Facebook fan page. Ranking matters. Ranking matters a lot, especially when you are driving these ad campaigns. Ranking matters a lot. So you have to look at that perspective. Don't try to just go and hunt down your Facebook, go and hunt down fans by doing these unwanted things. And again, you might heard that the engagement rate in Facebook keep on getting reduced. That's a fact. It is keep on reducing, and it's the Facebook itself encouraging the company owners, the Facebook owners, fan page owners to rely on these Facebook advertisements. So that might because of intentionally that they are doing that. Sometimes it may be the result of this behavior of the Facebook fan page owners, because they are keep on following this quantity rather than quality. So we have to look at these 4 aspects in terms of measuring this engagement. Okay, so how you conduct the engagement based on these 4 aspects: presence, followership, recency of posting, and responsiveness. So you can simply look at your competitors, whether they have this social media presence. This should be done for each and every platform. If you happen to have, let's say, 4 social media platforms, you have to do this for 4 social media platforms. This is an example. This is what I have done for this Facebook in terms of the 4 e-commerce platforms that I have identified. So each one is having a Facebook account, so I have given the equal mark. The followership, you can see how I have calculated that. The total number of followership I have taken into consideration, and I have identified each fan page, the number of fans. Then I might multiply it with the weighted average, and I have ended up by getting these figures. Recency of posting during a month of a time, how many the total accumulated number, how many posts are there, what is the representation of each and every Facebook fan page. Then I multiplied it with the weighted average, then I get this figure. Responsiveness, that is bit difficult to track, but if you are maintaining a good responsiveness rate, then there's a badge enable in the Facebook fan page. So that is visible for the third party. So by simply look at the way that people are responding by looking at the post in the comment box, you can have a kind of a rough idea. Then you can assign a mark accordingly. So then you can get a percentage. In my case, I got the highest engagement rate for Daraz, that is 74%, Kapruka 52%, Takas 48%, Vasi 47%. So this is the rate that I have got for each and every fan page. So you can do this for each and every social media platform, and you can do the calculation to turn it into a one particular figure in terms of the engagement. Then you can create this matrix just to look at your positioning in terms of the visibility and in terms of the engagement. Here you can see Daraz is number 1 in terms of the engagement. It is bit more lesser in the visibility. The Kapruka is having a higher visibility than the Daraz, but overall Daraz is doing a good job. So this is a kind of a visual illustration. By looking at this matrix, you can think of what you should do next, what you should plan for next year. Whether you want to focus on increasing the engagement, whether you want to focus on increasing the visibility. In striving for that, you have to look at your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, what we called as SWOT. Based on your company's strengths, based on your company's weaknesses, based on the industry opportunities, based on the industry weaknesses, you can think, let's say you are Vasi, let's say Vasi.lk, one of our upcoming e-commerce platform in Sri Lanka. So some may being the marketing manager or digital media marketing manager, you can tell, okay, let's go ahead and challenge Daraz. Sorry for that. Let's go ahead and challenge Daraz. You can tell that, provided you have the resources and capabilities of doing that. There's a long way that you should go from here to here. That's a long way. Instead, you can go and challenge Takas. Or if you have the resources and capabilities, then you can go and challenge Kapruka. That is more ideal than challenging the Daraz. So step by step, you can plan. Whether you are to go for another social media platform, whether you have to increase the budget on digital advertisement, display advertisement, whether you have to spend more on social media advertisement, whether you want to do this search engine optimization, whether you want to go for search engine marketing, what you should do can be decided based on looking at this. Are we clear? Are we clear? Guys?
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So that's all. I just want to talk about the visibility and engagement. Okay. So from here, I will direct it to the performance marketing. And I will be answering a couple of questions that you have asked as well. So where we are going to get started is basically by looking at that matrix. So I will be sharing you an Excel sheet where you can derive that particular matrix. The illustration can be done. It's a matter of simply adding the numbers that you have calculated. So I will be sharing that Excel sheets as well within next couple of days. So it make your life easier to do these all these calculations. Okay. Do we have any questions up to now? Do you have any questions? I love to have your questions. Okay. Shall I get to the topic again? Since you do not have? Okay, thanks. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I told you that starting point is the audit to understand where are you right now. And once after you're done with these two audits, once after you generated that matrix, it will gives you a direction where to go. If you look at the visibility part, the first part of the audit, it will help you to develop the brand. It will help you to do this marketing communication. Sometimes it will be one-way communication that you are doing. So if you are really focused on this visibility only, you can survive in this digital marketing environment. It is make your life really difficult. But along with the visibility, if you are targeting, if you are concentrating on this engagement part, it is where you can succeed. And if you are to focus on this engagement, that is where you should look at this performance marketing. Let's look at this. What is this performance marketing? Okay. Hope you can see the slide deck. Is it visible for you?
Yes.
Okay. Let's look at this performance marketing. Okay. Performance driven marketing. So I have told you in a digital strategy, you get this communication objectives where you get to finalize by doing this visibility audit. Then you get the performance objective pertaining to this engagement. If it is visibility, if you want to just make your brand presence only, then you can talk about this terminology is called impressions and views. If you happen to post a video on a Facebook, that is all about the views and impressions it generated. Not the likes, not the comments, not the shares. It is just visible. That's it. People can see it only. So that can be decided based upon your brand plan. Impressions and views. There are different terminologies being used. You can, let's say, have a picture in your website and you can let your customers just to see that. People coming into your website and they just see it. If it is a video, people comes and just view it. That's it. By doing that, you're able to create that visibility on the target customer. So if you are looking at this engagement part, that is where this performance objective comes. Clicks, return on an investment, the conversions. So all these things part and parcel of your conversion plan. So we are looking at two different plans in here as per digital strategy. One is the brand plan and the conversion plan. So from where you are going to derive these objectives is through the 2 audits that we have discussed earlier on. Okay, so overarching one is brand building, brand creating, brand developing. So for that only we are having these posts, videos, you name it. There are so many things that we can do in this digital environment. We are using artworks, logos, taglines, voice and tones, colors, just to create that brand, develop that brand. Performance marketing is included in overarching brand development, but it is more personalized way. That is more personalized performance marketing that you have to identify. It is more personalized and can be closely monitored and much more objective driven. So in here you should look at the customer journey closely. So in terms of creating the visibility, again, you are looking at the customer journey, of course, but only the initial part of it, where the customers are getting interacted with in terms of making that awareness. What are the places that they are visiting in terms of getting the information and doing this alternative evaluation. That's it. Initial stage of the customer journey. But you are not looking at this customer experience. The other things you are not taking into account. But when it comes to performance marketing, you have to look at customer journey, user experience, search presence, persuasion, behavioral optimization, so on. There are a lot of things that you do need to discuss under performance marketing. So let's look at this performance marketing. What is it? So performance marketing, driving a specific action as opposed to driving awareness and engagement. So performance marketing itself, it is go beyond the engagement as well. We are making that matrices where it gives us a correct output of evaluating our performances. It is more than driving the awareness. Then the cause and effect can be measured. That provision is there if you are to rely on this performance marketing. Anything that we are to conduct on the performance marketing can be measured. And there are mathematical calculations and equations. That is not that much of difficult, but we can use these things. Then this is real time. Real time in the sense, if you are to follow performance marketing, simple example, if you are to run a, let's say, Google ad campaign or a Facebook ad campaign in that matter. Let's say you want to run a Facebook ad campaign. What you can do is, in a simple way, you can just run a Facebook ad. Then that will appear in the news feed and you have to pay for the Facebook in terms of the views, in terms of the impressions or views. If 100 people exposed that particular post, then you have to pay accordingly to the Facebook. So performance marketing go beyond that. So if you are to rely on the performance marketing, if you are running down that particular campaign for 10 days, you can trace what is the performance of first 2 days. What is the cost that you have incurred? What is your expectation? How many views that you want to get? If you want to get that views, how many days that you can run this particular ad for that given budget? Whether you want to change the budget or not, on the way you can decide. It is not just the way that you are spending your money on a TV ad. You are decide on the ad, you are paying that money to a channel and you ask that channel to telecast that particular ad as for your budget. You can't track, it is not feasible for doing that even. You can't track how many people have seen your ad during the first 2 days, last 3 days, how many people have seen your ad, and what is the cost for first 2 days. Accordingly, you can do the changes. You can, but it is really difficult for you. You have to do so many negotiations. And sometimes you want to get involved so many parties into that if you want to make their sudden decisions, sudden changes. But in performance marketing, it is 100% real time. You can involve by yourself and you can do the changes then and there. So optimization is really easy. So that is all about performance marketing. And this is also being done by one of a lecturer, one of a professor, if I am not mistaken. This is the customer, the funnel, awareness, acquisition, consideration, conversion, and advocacy. No need to be represent from these particular words. There are different terminologies being used as well. So if you look at this brand development, it is only stay on this first part of it, awareness. Acquisition, consideration, conversion, advocacy, you need to get people engaged. You need to people get engaged. Sometimes consideration can be done only by using these visibility part, but again, it's a bit hard for you to do that. Without having engagement by only using visibility, it is really tough ask, but you can do that. In simple terms, you have to use this performance marketing in the awareness stage, acquisition stage, conversion stage, comprehensively, rigorously. The consideration and advocacy, it is not that we are not using performance marketing, but the higher prominence will be put across these 3 stages. Are we clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, okay. Let me tell you an example in this particular moment. Okay. You want to promote a new product. Let's say you want to promote a new Honda scooter. So what you can do is, in terms of creating the brand of that new scooter, you can create an ad campaign. You can run a Facebook ad campaign. You can run a display ad campaign, and people will get exposed to that particular ad. That is where the awareness come into play. But beyond the awareness, if you want to track how many people have exposed, at what time period they have exposed, how much did you cost? Did it cost for you to create that awareness within first 2 days? How many people have clicked on that particular ad and to get to your web page? How many people have sign in to your, let's say, news feed, or how many people have played a video in a web page? How many people have redeemed a coupon or a kind of a promotional item? So if you want to trace those things, then you have to follow this performance marketing to retrieve that numbers. If you fully focused on brand development, you can finish that off with the first stage. No need to dig much more information or collect much more information pertaining to the consumer behavior. Performance marketing is all about data driven. You have to have data, and it is rely on the data. So in here, we are to discuss 3 types of data: the first party data, the second party data, and third party data. So let's look at what are these data types. First party data. If you have a Google account, if you have a, let's say,
No.
Do we have a
Can you
question?
reverse the slide, please?
Sorry?
Can you reverse the slide?
Sure.
Okay, sir, 1 minute. Sir, done. Thank you.
Okay, I'll be sharing this slide if you really need. I can do that. No problem at all.
Thank
Okay.
you,
Sure,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So first party data, if you do have your own Facebook account.
Hello, sir.
If you do, yes.
Sir, if you don't mind, sir, you can use the bilingual.
Okay. But
Thank you, sir.
okay. So you can use the first party data. The first party data, let's say, if you do on your Facebook account, the Facebook account insight, Facebook insights, it generates information regarding your Facebook fans who are there. So that is first party data. If you do have Google Analytics account, it generates information regarding your web customer, web visitor, website visitor. So that is first party data. The control of the data is in your hands. And those are the most accurate information. You can 100% rely on this particular information. Then the second party data. The simple example that I can give you is, let's say, Sri Lankan Airline, the official airline in Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka Airline. If they are partnered with findmyfare.com, in that matter, let's say booking.com, Sri Lankan Airline need to share some information with the Find My Fare. In the same way, findmyfare.com should exchange certain information with Sri Lankan Airline. So those data, if I am being the Sri Lankan Airline, if I am getting the information from findmyfare.com, those are second party data. The third party data are the data sometimes we are paying and getting. There are no any direct relevance, involvement of the data creator, but we can pay some amount to a third party and we can retrieve data. So those are third party data. So let's say if you are in that matter, Nielsen Nielsen company, one of a research company in the world. So these guys are generating third party data. So you can acquire third party data and you can do the performance marketing. SimilarWeb, the site that we visited in terms of gathering these data for our visibility audit, that is a third party site. So by using these third party sources, you can get into certain conclusion. You can run certain campaigns. You can get into certain conclusions. Okay. First party data is the king. I have told you. The most important data is first party data. You should not lose the control over your first party data. Let me make this clearer to you. If you are having a Facebook account or let's say a Google Analytics account in that matter, if you are hiring an agency to manage your accounts, don't give 100% control for them to manage your data. That is going to be a real threat to you. So try to have the control with you. So there are different access levels that we can give, administration power, the levels that we can grant for those people, especially if you are dealing with Facebook, if you are asking your agency to manage your account. So please make sure to follow that correct path of giving the access level, or else they might retrieve your data and sell to third party. The best example is the great hack, the Cambridge Analytica, how they retrieve the information from the Facebook users, on the Facebook users, and use it unethically. So you have to be really concerned on your first party data. You have to make sure your first party data being secured. Then the matrices. These are the matrices that we are going to use in this performance marketing. CPM, cost per 1,000 impression. Cost per 1,000 impression. Click-through rate. I think these terminologies are much more familiar to you. Conversion rate. Cost per acquisition or cost per conversion. Return on investment. The cost per impression is the cost that you are incurring to generate 1,000 impression. Cost, let's say if you are creating a post in Facebook, if someone sees that, then you create a 1 impression. If it is paid, then you have to pay the Facebook as per the impression. So normally they are calculating the expense for 1,000 impression. Here are the expression. Here are the explanations for the terminologies. Expressions are the total number of exposures to an advertisement. One person can receive multiple exposures over time. Let's say if I turn off and turn on my video, let's say I'm telecasting an ad. Suddenly I turn on my video. So there are 70 or 80 people, they might see my face. That is one. Count as one. Again, I can turn off and again I can turn on it. Again, you get to see my face. That is the second time you are seeing mine. So counted as second impression. So likewise, it goes on. Reach is the number of people that ideally can expose to my particular ad. In that matter, let's say, to make it clearer for you, if you do have any questions, you can ask. Let's say you have 1,000 fans in your fan page. 1,000 fans. So if you are to create a post, the maximum reach would be 1,000. That is the maximum reach. Because you have only 1,000 in your fan base. So ideally the reach is 1,000. In this case, let's say if there are 80 people in this particular forum, so the reach is 80. That is the maximum. So it can be made in percentage terms as well. Okay, the frequency. Frequency can be find out by simply divide the number of impression by the reach. That is the frequency. In average, how many times a person get to see your ad? That is called frequency. So impression, reach, and frequency being highly used in this performance marketing avenue. So I don't want to go through one by one again. Let's get to this lead generation and to explain you about this performance marketing. Okay, before that, are we clear up to this point? Any questions you have? Any questions that we have right now?
What is CTR?
Sorry, I'll be explaining that. CTR is click-through rate. I'll explain that. I'll explain those terminologies one by one. So don't worry, I'll be explaining that. Click-through rate is simply, okay, let me explain in this moment. Let's say there's an ad on Facebook. Facebook sponsored ad. Ad might be seen by 10 people. Ad might be seen by 10 people. If they have seen it only one time, then the impression is 10. Each person has seen that only for one time. So the impression is 10. Out of that 10, 2 people have clicked on the advertisement. So out of 10, 2 click on the advertisement. That is called click-through rate. Are we clear on that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Lead generation campaign. I think you might pretty much familiar with this lead generation campaign. You get to see so many lead generation campaigns, especially in Facebook, where sometimes you get these sponsored sort of advertisement. This is regarding a hotel apartment in Bangalore. So if you find it really interested, then you might click on this particular ad. So then it will get you to a landing screen or a kind of a lead gen screen where you need to fill your information. So these are lead generation campaign. So it asks you to give your information. Once you give those information and submit, that information will be directed to the advertiser. So advertiser is collecting information. By filling the information that is requested, you are sending a lead to the advertiser. So first, you tap on the advertisement. It might be on this call to action button called learn more, or simply you can tap on the advertisement itself. Then it will direct it to this particular informative screen. It will give about this apartment and all. So if you want to make a request or to inquiry, then you can click on the call to action button again. Then it will open up this lead form where you have to fill the information and submit. It will send to the advertiser. So here, reach is to how many people this had been delivered. Let's say if there are 80 people in this particular forum, if I happen to send this advertisement for you, the reach is 80. But I can send this ad to you multiple times. Each time you are to see this advertisement again and again. Sometimes some might see this 2 times, 3 times. Some might see this for 5 times. So those things those number of times being calculated is been calculated as impressions. Some might see this for 10 times. So there are 10 impressions being generated on this particular advertisement. But most unlikely that 80 all will make a click on this. Only the people who are interested will make a click or tap on the advertisements. So out of the impression that has been created, how many number of clicks that are there, that is called the click-through rate. So we have to consider the clicks and the impressions that has been generated. Are we clear up to this point? Is it clear for you all? This is bit of a technical thing if you are not familiar with the
Yes.
Okay. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to ask. So we have discussed the impressions, clicks, and the click-through rate. Then once after you click it, then it comes to this lead generation page, and sometimes you may not fill it, sometimes you may fill it and submit. If you feel like, oh, no point of giving my personal information for this particular fan page, or it is no point of me to let's say going for this particular luxury apartment, it is beyond my affordability, or it is not suit to me, so then you straight away move in out without submitting the information. If you are submitting your information, that will be treated as a conversion. Conversion is an action that the customer is performing. Need not to be a submit an information, but let's say playing a video. Instead of this lead generation form, there would have been a video to play. And the advertiser want customers to play this video and get the information that is there. So in that case, sometimes the one who are playing that advertisement might not click on the play button. If they are playing, that will be treated as a conversion. Are we clear?
Sir,
Are we clear?
I can understand.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Okay. Oh, sir, what is the function of the chatbot in this place, sir?
Chatbot.
Yes.
Okay. Chatbot is being used to create that engagement. So let's say even Facebook, you can find this chatbot, the newer version of it. Even if you happen to go to certain website. So earlier you might come across in the in website, there was a separate web page or a place to answer this FAQs, frequently asked questions. So that was there in the earlier web pages, where there's separate page. If you are being the administrator of the web page, if you come across a typical sort of a questions that your customers might ask, so you have already answered those questions in a separate web page. The same way it has been developed with this artificial intelligence and the machine learning. There are two terminologies. Artificial intelligence along with the machine learning, they track the customers' inquiries, their patterns of asking questions.
Melbourne,
and
followed by the Sydney one
by
on the 7th,
understanding those
Brisbane on the
patterns,
15th of Jan.
through artificial intelligence software, it will
That's been hit
answer
hard,
that
hit
particular
straight.
question. So it is the way that
Just a
we
single.
get that people engaged.
Good over.
So
Yet
let's say
again from Shardul
for a
Thakur.
messenger,
He's bowling the right
Facebook
kind of
messenger,
deliveries.
you
Getting his
can't
length right.
24/7 you can't allocate a person.
Like the mix
So
that
you
he's
have to
got in
pay
this over.
that.
Went slow ball, the
Ideally,
first
you have
couple,
to have
the knuckle
two
balls.
Two
Has gone
people
full to
to answer
Hazelwood.
24/7 for your Facebook messenger inquiries.
The last
Instead, what
delivery,
you
would
can
you
do is
term
you
it
can
as a
have
slot
chatbot.
delivery, or is it because it's to a lower order batsman
There are
sometimes you don't
certain
see it?
chatbot where even you don't feel like that
Again,
something
a knuckle
artificial
delivery,
or
slow
machine
one, dipping
is answering my
on
questions.
Adam
So
Zampa.
that extent has been developed. So that
Probably
is
right. He would have
where
liked
you
to get it a
this
bit fuller,
engagement.
that ball, but it got away with it. There's enough
Okay.
pace behind it
Did I
for a
answer your
number
question?
11.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In a
I
really
thought
good
that
performance from
the
Shardul.
particular
Came into
chatbot
this
will
game.
make a lead any lead for the lead companion. That's what I thought. That.
Sometimes it can be used to this lead generation. So let's say for a chatbot, the final outcome that the company might expect is to generate a lead. Generate lead in the sense, let's say, why we need a lead? The need of a lead is to sometimes
Convert into.
Convert. Let's say the conversion might be the final sale. In a one way, the conversion might be a final sale that we are looking at. For that, we are having a lead. So once we get that lead, we have to develop that lead where that lead ended up by performing that final expectation of the company. That would be ideally generating a sale. Need not to be a sale, but in most of the case, it might be a sale. So we want to generate that lead, get the consent from the customer to convert that prospect into a customer. So lead is a prospect. We know that we can sell somehow. We can develop this customer to next level because he has already given that concept. So it is a prospect. For suspects, we are sending these advertisements, suspects. We know that this is the ideal customer for us. For those people, we are sending that. If they are accepting an invitation and sending their information, means they are a potential customer for us. Prospect. So then we have to make sure through the good engagement process, we are developing that particular prospect into a customer. For that, we can use this technology, chatbots and all. Are we clear?
Yes, sir. Exactly clear, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks. Okay. So we have discussed click-through rate, the impressions, clicks, those things we have discussed. So this is just an example. So Facebook, you can do this lead generation campaign. By using Google Ads, you can do this campaign. By using search engine advertising, you can do this. If you are representing educational institute, if you want to increase your enrollment for an intake, then you can do this lead generation campaign where you collect the potential candidates for your new intake. You can do it in your Facebook, Instagram. If you want, you can do it in search engine environment, or you can do it by using this display advertisement campaign. Okay, let's move on. This is how we are going to measure the performance of a lead generation campaign. I told you this is about performance marketing, performance-based marketing, or data-driven marketing. So based on the lead generation campaign that we have done, we are to measure the success, or in the middle, we can do the alteration. So if you clearly look at this, the first one, it is just an ad. So someone can stop in this particular moment where you can see here, there are 58 reactions. So it means people have seen that. So one can tell, okay, we have succeeded, people have seen that, so that's it, we stop in that particular point. Some can tell you like that. Or else, you can go beyond that. Instead of just satisfying by letting people to see. So that's why we rely on the performance marketing. You want people to get engaged. That's why you have this call to action button. Get a glimpse, submit, like, comment, click, learn more. So you are requesting customers to perform an action. Then only the enthusiasm, curiosity build within the customer's mindset. That's how you identify the suspects and prospects. You can send the advertisements to the suspects, but you can't trace the suspects by simply letting them to see your content. So you have to see how many people have clicked, how many people have liked, how many people have submit the content. To create that particular, to get that particular lead, how much that I have spent, how many that I want to spend. Is it too much for me? Is there any way that I can increase the number of leads by spending the same amount of money? So there are decisions that you want to make. So those decisions will be based upon the statistics. Here, this is a simple example. Forget about this second part of it. These are the information that are available. If you happen to look at Facebook, in that case, if you have look at the back end or the dashboard of the Google Ads, you can see these information. Spend, how much you have spent, the impressions, how many times your target audience have seen that. Then out of that impressions, how many clicks you have got. Then how many perform the expected action. Conversion is the expected action. It might be playing a video, as I told you earlier. These are the visible information. So based upon this information, we can calculate certain things. Cost per 1,000 impression. We call it as cost per mile. In order to generate 1,000 impression, how much we have spent. So it simply you can divide it cost by the impressions and multiply it by 1,000 since we are looking at 1,000. So in here, the cost per 1,000 impression is $0.85. 85 cents. $85. Then cost per click. To generate one click, how much we have spent? Simply you can divide cost by the click. It is $0.13. Then the click-through rate. Out of the people who have seen my advertisement, number of times people have seen, how many clicks? It can be generated by simply dividing clicks by the impressions. So that is called click-through rate. Then the conversion rate. We got the clicks. Out of the clicks, let's say people have seen a lead generation ad, they have clicked on that. How many submit the information actually? There are people who are not submitting even though they are seeing a click, making the click on the advertisement. So you want to find out the percentage of it. Simply you can divide the conversions by the number of clicks. Then the cost per acquisition. Cost per conversion. Terminologies are same. Cost per acquisition or cost per conversion. That you can divide the cost by the conversions. Then you get the cost per conversion. Here it is $2.5. So what you should do is, being a digital marketer, what you should do is to have to lower this cost per acquisition. Somehow you have to do that. If your ultimate objective is the conversion, then you try your level best to lower this cost per acquisition. So there are means and modes of doing that. How you can reduce this cost per acquisition or cost per conversion. One is you can increase the impressions without change in the spend, you can increase this impressions. Then you can increase this clicks. Or else you can increase this conversions. By doing one of these things, you will be able to decrease the cost per acquisition. Are we clear? Are we clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So let's say you are let's say you are sometime being appointed as a marketing manager, digital marketing manager, and before you the previous the one who left the company, they might have conducted certain campaigns before. Let's say they have the last campaign that they have done generated this result. So your task, your duty is somehow to lower this cost per acquisition. By looking at these figures, then you can see the potential revenues that you can do. Let's say these are the things that you can do. If you want to make the impressions higher, then you can think of the audience. Sometimes the previous one might look at the narrow audience. That's why the impressions are lesser. So you can broaden the audience to some extent. Then you can increase the impression. Sometimes the ad is not that much of effective or interesting, attractive. That's why there are lower clicks on it. If you make it really attractive to your target audience, then most probably they would have clicked on your advertisement. Then you can increase the number of clicks. Accordingly, you can increase the conversions. So in terms of increasing the conversion, there are so much of things that we can look at. The information that they have produced. To what extent that is appealing?
Sir?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Hello, I have one doubt, sir.
Yes.
The way of increasing impressions, some extent we have to increase our spend also. Is it right, sir?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can increase the spend. So, being a digital marketing manager, you have been given a budget to work with. So, your success lies where you increase your effectiveness. Effectiveness in the sense you have to use lesser resources and you have to give much more output than it used to give. So it is really easy for you to increase the spend, but even that incremental value, there's a threshold for that. And mind you, there are certain, it is like a bell curve. It is like a bell curve. Sometimes you can increase the spend, let's say sometimes up to $2,000. Once after spend 2,000, let's say if you are to spend $2,001, then output might get in decreased than you expect. There's a threshold. You have to find out that threshold point as well. Simply you can increase this value to, let's say 305,000. But what will happen is your cost, you can increase the conversions, no problem at all. Accordingly, the conversions will be increased. Accordingly, the clicks will be increased. That will be happen for sure. But what will happen is the cost per acquisition will be increased. Cost per acquisition definitely will be increased. So what matters is not the spend, but this cost per acquisition. Thank you for asking that question. I really appreciate it. It is not the spend, but the cost per acquisition matters a lot. If you want to increase the conversion, yes, you can increase the spend. Even you can spend $10,000. Accordingly, the conversion might increase. But after certain point of spend, your cost per acquisition will be increased. Are we clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is all optimizations. What is our maximized objective is we have to optimize it. Right, sir.
I think your line is not clear. That is, there's a interferences coming.
Oh, sir, now?
No, there's a sound coming. I can't. Sorry for that. Can you drop me a kind of a text message or in the chat box so that I can refer? Any other questions you have pertaining to this particular illustration, calculation? Do you have any other question to discuss? All clear? Guys? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Okay. We'll move forward. Okay. Performance marketing mindset, you have to chase high intent audience. So one way that you can increase your cost per acquisition, go after this high intent audience. Show the advertisement to your ideal customer. So that's why targeting is much more important in this digital marketing environment. Even when you want to run a Google ad campaign, even when you want to run a Facebook ad campaign, you have to target your customers to the point. There are targeting parameters. We can have demographic, geographic. There are certain objectives that we can select. So the targeting should be 100% accurate. If you put your foot wrong in defining the ideal target audience, then you will not be able to show your advertisement to the relevant target audience. That's where the persona comes to play. So during this 10-day work, 10-day sessions, what you could do is you can do this cross-referencing. Each and everything that you are to learn, it is not that you are taking this isolately, but you have to have the collaboration mindset in terms of creating that reference in and linking to the different content that you are learning. So even I think yesterday or day before yesterday, you have learned about this marketing, the customer persona. So that is the ideal customer's profile that you are creating. Where they are engaging, what are the platforms that they are using, what are the devices that they are using, what are their intentions, what are their motivations. So everything will be in that particular persona. So you are targeting that particular persona. If you put your foot wrong in defining your marketing, the customer persona, then you will find it difficult to chase on this intended audience, high intent audience. Then low spill channels. So if you are to go after these high cluttered mediums, again your output might not, that your output will not be in line with your expectations. So you have to choose these low cluttered channels. If you are to run a lead generation campaign, even you can go after these cluttered mediums, but you can't get the expected output sometimes. And in performance marketing, you can have these customized messages. For an example, let's say if you want to run a Facebook campaign, this is pretty much technical, I know. If you want to run a Facebook campaign, you can have different ads for different target audience. Let's assume that, okay, let me give you this example. There's a master's qualification, there's a master's program, master level educational program. So if you want to promote your master's program, you can identify different personas, different target audience. Let's say the first persona category or target audience is the fresh graduate who just completed their first degree. They are also eligible for this master's degree. So you can target this fresh graduate. And there might be people who are in the industry who have this educational qualification plus industry experience, but they did not do their master's qualification, master's exams. So you can target that category as well. So two different segments, target audiences, two different personas. The motivations are different. So if their motivations are different, then you have to use two different messages. So that can be done even in the Google ad. You can do this. Even you are to use social media campaign, even in the Facebook, you can do that differentiation. So that's why it meant by customized messaging. Then measuring and optimizing matrices. The matrices that I have discussed earlier, you have to keep on measuring. While you are running that campaign, you have to measure. Then and there you can do the changes. If you feel like that one ad is not performing really well, then you can think of, okay, why it is not performing well? Is there any wrong in the message content? Is there any wrong in the pictures that you have used? Is there any wrong in the colors that you have used? So during the campaign, you don't need to wait until the campaign gets end. You can do the changes then and there. After, let's say you are running this campaign for 10 days. So as for your illustration, as for your calculation, you are seeing that the conversion rate is higher. People are not clicking on the advertisement. So you can rethink of change in your ad. Do the changes and do that A/B testing. We call it as A/B testing. You can have multiple ads and you can do slight changes in one of a component of an ad and you can run it, and to find out what ad gives you the higher return or higher benefit, you can use it for rest of the other campaign. So that is there, that provision is there to do, for you to do, if you are rely on this performance marketing. Okay, in performance marketing, you have to create hypothesis. You have, by looking at the past experiences you had, you can think, okay, what will happen if I am to spend this much of money? If you have, let's say, $10,000 budget, don't try to put that 10,000 into one basket straight away. Just try to spend $100 with your creative, with your messaging for your target audience, run it for one day and see what going to be the results. If you feel comfortable, then you can keep on running the ad for entire $10,000. Or you can have multiple campaigns and you can segregate your 10,000. Accordingly, you can run, and to check what campaign gives you the best result, rely on that. Keep on with that particular campaign. So that provision is there for performance marketing. Are we clear? Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's the exercise that we should do. I don't know whether the time is permits for us to do. So these are the information. I want you all to calculate these things. Are we going to do this, or shall I give this to you as a homework where you can do it in your leisure time? What we're going to do? Okay, I'll share this so that you can do. There are certain MCQ questions that I have set, so I'll be sharing that thing with you as well, so you can try it at your home. Okay, the conversion funnel, the last thing that I want to discuss. I think this has been discussed earlier on. Am I correct? I think this has been discussed, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me tell you few things that you want to notice. The macro and micro conversions. Since you have done these websites and all, so these two might help you. Macro and micro conversions. So macro conversion is the primary conversion on a website or any other social media platform. That is the ultimate thing that you want to have from a campaign, from an ad, from a digital marketing effort. What is the ultimate thing that you want to expect from your customer? If it is an e-commerce site, ideally that would have been a sale. But mind you, in supporting your ultimate goal, you have to have some sub-supporting goals, supporting actions. For an instance, let's say, if you want to sell something to your target customer, that is the ultimate expectation of yours. But to support customers to make that purchase, you have to have support in other things. Let's say downloading a brochure. that would give much more information to the target customer. They will get updated themselves about the product or a service by simply going through that particular brochure, or simply you can let them play a kind of a document regarding the product or service. So if you get your customer into a website, and if you pass these things as a sequence of actions that should performed by a customer, then they will get themselves updated about the product. Definitely they will buy the product if that information is persuasive, attractive, interesting, if that is enhance the customer's knowledge, if it make themselves easier to compare the product with the competitor, then definitely they will purchase that. So micro conversions are the sub actions that you are expecting that you expect from your customers to deliver. As I told you earlier, downloading a brochure, playing a video, add product into the cart. So those micro conversions you should identify. Why you should identify is simply because in terms of defining the conversion funnel, those things can be taken into the consideration. So this conversion funnel is no need to develop manually. If you happen to have a Google Analytics account, if you're really good at Google Analytics, then you can create this conversion funnel in the backend. So that is clearly visualized how people went through in these stages until they perform the final conversion. So these are some of the examples that I have jotted down. So there are certain things I do want to focus on, but I think time does not permit us to go further. So I will stop in this particular point, and I'll be sharing the slide deck with you so that you can learn by your own. We do have another 10 minutes to go. Okay, so any questions up to this point? Do you have any questions? Okay, so do you have a Google Analytics account with you right now? How many of you all have Google Analytics accounts?
No.
Okay, so do you have a Gmail account?
Yes, sir. With the help of Gmail account, we joined this session.
Okay, did you access the what do you call these learning platform of Google Analytics?
No.
No. Demo account, Google demo account, didn't you access that? Okay, what you can do is type in the Google as Google demo account. Okay, so this can be accessed by each and every one of you. So simply you can type Google demo account. Let me share my screen. Wait for a moment. Just give me a couple of minutes. Screen. Okay. So what you can do is go to Google. Okay, go to Google and type Google Analytics demo account. So click on the first search result. What you can do is you can access the demo account free of charge. So each and everyone can active this demo account with their Google account. You do not need to pay. You do not need to have a website for your own. You can learn everything in here. You can do the self-studies. So this is the information retrieved from the Google, the merchandise store. Google has his merchandise store website. So in here, they have depicted the information. This is 100% realistic. Certain functions being disconnected, not allowed for you to do, but most of the things you can access. So I'm in the Google demo account. So here, let me show you the funnel. You can do the self-studies. go to conversions. Sorry, go to conversions, go to girls, funnel visualization. Okay, what you have learned, that is there, that is here. So these are the steps of the Google Merchandise Store, the funnel that they have identified. Here you can see add to cart, proceed to billing, billing and shipping, proceed to payment, making the payment, proceed to review. So here you can see how many people have add the product into cart, how many have not proceed with the billing and shipping information. 2,536 have gone out from the funnel. Only 607 people give that billing and shipping information. Out of that, only 377 proceed to payment. 230 out of that particular stage went out. Only 377, only 98 made the payment out of 377, 279 out of the funnel. So this is where you can use the marketing funnel practically. So if you are really go to study the digital marketing, the Google Analytics, then you get to know how to set the funnel, how to define your goals. So this is a platform where you can learn the Google Analytics by your own. Try to study, try to read the information. If you do have any questions, you can write to me. Simply what you can do is go and type Tilina DK in the Google. You get to see my information, contact information, profile and everything. So you can write to me, I'll explain you, or you can WhatsApp me so I can address for your grievances and questions. So if you do have any questions, now it's time for answer. Okay, I think I missed one question there. The question was how to reduce the bounce rate. So one thing you can do is to reduce the bounce rate, you have to maintain the content in accordance with the keywords that you have aligned your content. Let's say if you have optimized your content to a certain keyword, make sure to have the content aligned to that keywords. Then the other thing that you should do is you have to make it really attractive. Attractive in the sense, not that you are using colorful images and everything, but the content that you are to have in the website, that should be relevant for the customer, for the people who are visited your site. And the time of the page loading, that should be at the expected time range. If your page is getting, the page time is getting much more than the expected time duration, then obviously the bounce rate is higher. Then make sure to active all the plugins that have been used in your website. There are so many things that you can look at. It is not the time for me to go and each and everything. Make it simple, make it attractive, have the content and the information that is looked by your target customer. Okay, do we have any questions? Do you have any questions? Love to hear your voice. Okay, hope you got something. I tried my level best to give some knowledge to you all. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to contact me through my social media platforms. Yes, it is easy to get. Google demo account, it is easy to get. But if you are to have your own account, better to sign out from the Google demo account. That make your life easier without to operate without confusion. Okay, are we all good? Can we wind up the session?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. On behalf of School of Commerce, Bhartiyar University, and behalf of the organizers, I take it as a privilege to thank Mr. Tilina D.K., Senior Lecturer, Department of Marketing Management, University of Kelaniya, Sri Lanka, for enlightening us on the topic performance marketing, how to conduct in the digital marketing and its calculations. Thank you so much, sir. I thank all the participants for their patience and interest shown towards this program. Thank you, sir, and thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. And I'll be sharing a kind of a feedback session. That is kind of a personal feedback session from my side. I hope you will be participating for that feedback session as well to give a feedback on my session. Really appreciate it. And thank you very much for be with us, be with me for the last almost 3 hours. So stay safe, enjoy the content, rest of the content with the sessions. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
If you do have any questions, I can stay for another couple of minutes. So you can ask any questions.
So how can
No.
we get the Google account?
Sorry?
How can we get the Google account? Means it just
Do you have a Gmail
yes, sir.
account? So simply what you can do is you can go to that particular link and click. So it will synchronize with your Gmail account. You don't want to have a separate Google account. If you do have a Gmail account, that is enough for you to activate this demo account.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome. Any other questions?
No, sir, no. We are Indians impressed with about your attitude, sir, the way of presenting knowledge, and without biasing you, delivering your knowledge with us. Thank you for that, sir. We are glad to attend your session also, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ganesh. Thank you very much for your compliments. Really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I will continue later, sir, with the help of Tilina DK Google search, sir.
Okay, thanks, Ganesh. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Bye.